Good day, this is Ray. Today is Saturday, September 2nd, 2023. And for me, another day of learning and growing. Hope that you, family, friends, and loved ones are doing well and staying safe. So, I'm doing a soft reboot to my channel, and I will talk about that a little bit later in the video. And, I'll give you an explanation as to the direction I'm headed in. So, the purpose of my channel, and I remember the first video I posted, it was a few months after I had went back to work after being diagnosed with lupus in May of 2019. So 2019 was a very rough year, and the beginning of 2020. So between January of 2019, that was the first time I was in the hospital, or December of 2018, I forget exactly when. And then May was my second hospitalization. I had 6 hospitalizations. The last one was February of 2020. I was in very rough shape. I was trying to get a hold of lupus, and it's autoimmune disease. It attacks your healthy cells in your body, and that's what happened to me. I got really sick. I was down from my normal weight of 185, 200 down to 145 pounds. Now, see if I can post a picture to show you. I was probably actually wearing the same shirt in the picture that I took at the Hoover Dam. And that picture I took, it was August of 2019, just before I moved back east to live with my parents again. And, because I was diagnosed May 2019, it was less than a year later that we went on lockdown for COVID. So I was even more scared because, they were saying that at that time, and it still holds true, that people who are immunocompromised are more affected by this than others. And I fall in that category. So I didn't have a chance to connect with other people in the lupus community. I wanted to, join a group and meet regularly. I did do virtual meetings early on, but that's just not the same, to be able to be in the same room with people that are going through the similar struggles that I go through. So, looking back at when I started vlogging, I gave my story as best as I could and talked about some coping strategies, but didn't really know how to talk about it. And it's still something I struggle with now because, basically for the past 3 years, I've been isolated. The most social interaction I have is at work, and that, I'm sure that's not good at all. But I have thrown myself into work. I've gotten some career designations. I'm working on another career designation. I became a first-time homeowner. I'm paying off debt and doing all those things. But I hadn't really tackled living with lupus, which is what I do. For example, yesterday I had an appointment with my rheumatologist. I meet with my rheumatologist once a quarter, roughly. And each time I go, I have to get labs done, my blood drawn, the urinalysis. That's just a common thing. So as to where I used to have a fear of needles, that's long gone. And, thinking back to yesterday, it was a little bit rough because my rheumatologist he's fantastic. But he's far from where I live, like an hour away. And yesterday the commute was actually pretty rough. I think maybe a lot of people are heading out of town for the long weekend, Labor Day weekend here in America. And so I got there roughly 20 minutes before my appointment started. And so normally, when I get there, I have a few minutes to kind of catch my breath and gather my thoughts before I walk into the appointment. This time, that didn't happen. As a matter of fact, they have a parking garage that's 7 stories. I ended up parking on a 6-story. Got to the elevator, pretty much went at a fast clip to the clinic, and that's actually quite a walk. When they checked in, had to meet with a billing person because they messed up my bill. And that's something I'm going to call them back about because I didn't know that I still owed money. And then I want to go see my rheumatologist. But before you even see the rheumatologist, you have to get your vitals checked. So I got my weight checked. And then I got my blood pressure checked and my pulse and everything. And my blood pressure was actually a little bit higher than what I've seen. Not nothing to be concerned about. But then he was like, did you rush to get in? I was like, absolutely. And he was like, yeah, that's probably why. And so, I'm going to monitor my blood pressure over the next few weeks, see if that was just an anomaly. I actually have a physical coming up in a few weeks on one of the days I'm on vacation. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But, yeah, anyway, we talked about, how I first arrived there when I moved back east. And we talked about the condition I was in prior to even meeting him. He said, based on everything I've seen about your chart and how you were out west, it's amazing where I am right now, all things considered. So we're not going to change anything with my prescriptions. One thing I still need to figure out is a good balance because some days are rougher than others, and I notice my pain, in particular when I'm walking more, is just sometimes off the charts. Like I remember, maybe it was a couple weeks ago, I went to work and then came back home. I was in so much pain that I couldn't even go upstairs. I just stayed on the couch all night, and then I was able to get up, go upstairs, take a shower, and get ready for the next day because I was working from home. But, it's days like that I need to figure out how to minimize stress and, making sure that I am taking care of myself. I wish that I had some help around, but it's just not the case. And that's fine. I'm learning to adapt to this as best as I can. Like I said, unfortunately, I didn't have the opportunity of connecting with any lupus groups or anybody who's in a similar situation as me. As a matter of fact, only 10% of men are diagnosed with lupus, so it's a very small percentage of us that even deal with it. But like I said, I'm doing this the best I can, which leads me to what I want to talk about the channel. So, in the past, the name of my channel was Chronicles of Ray. Now going forward, it's going to be Lupus Lifestyle. Of course, I will be talking about coping strategies with dealing with lupus. Also, I'm going to talk about finances and, and how to balance those things, especially because there are some people who aren't working because of lupus and other chronic illnesses. And it's very important for us to be able to learn how to budget, learn how to manage our finances, because we have other expenses like medications, doctor's visits, even paying for parking when we go to see the doctor, and making our environment more comfortable, whether it be more comfortable chairs, chair padding, making it easier to be able to type, lap desk, special pillows, things like that. Equipment that isn't necessarily covered by your insurance. So to be able to afford those things, you have to know how to spend your money wisely. And I've cut out a lot of things in my life that I don't see as necessary anymore because of my finances. I am a homeowner. I am dealing with the consumer debt, and so as a result, I don't eat out, don't go to the movies, don't do things that I used to do. And that's perfectly fine, but now I have a control of my money. I'm not overspending. I'm not using my credit cards to cover the cover purchasing items that I just can't afford. I use my credit cards wisely. I use it to make purchases, mostly for groceries, but then I use the points to get discounts on my next, purchase of the groceries, and that's it. And I pay off my credit cards each month. So, I look forward to what this channel will become, and some of the things that I'll be doing. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make an offer to take on a few students and to teach them how to budget and get on the path of paying down and paying off debt for good. So be on the lookout for that in the next few months. Okay, now if you made it this far, feel free to like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. When I post my videos. You can find me at youtube.com/Lupus Lifestyle. I'll repeat that. youtube.com/Lupus Lifestyle. And feel free to share with your friends. I hope that you all have a great weekend, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.